Welcome to the Good Homegirl. I'm your Good Homegirl, Tay, and on this podcast, we talk about motherhood, current events, real life, healing, and whatever else is on my mind while making sure you feel seen and heard. Today, we are diving into a deep but necessary topic, going no contact with narcissistic and emotionally immature parents and how to heal from that trauma. So you guys have seen in a few of my other episodes where I've talked about my relationship with my birth giver. I've also, in a previous recent episode, I talked about why I chose to finally go no contact, what caused me to go no contact. And I know that this is something that we all struggle with. And so this is about to be a word, so just get ready. Because for so many of us, family is supposed to be our first source of love, support, and safety. But what happens when that's not our reality? What happens when the people who were supposed to love us the most are also the ones that hurt us the most? If you've ever struggled with guilt, shame, or fear around setting boundaries with toxic parents, this is the episode for you. So let's not take any time, let's get into it. So first things first, let's break this down. Because if you've ever tried to express how your parents' behavior affected you, you've probably heard, that's just how they are, or they did their best, but they're your parent. You have to respect them, especially if you come from a family of color. And let me tell you something. Respect is mutual, and the word family does not excuse abuse. There are differences between narcissistic and emotionally immature parents, unless you have one that is both, like myself. So, a narcissistic parent, everything is about them. They're controlling, manipulative, they lack empathy, they belittle you, they gaslight you, or they make you feel responsible for their emotions. Emotionally immature parents are not necessarily malicious, but they can't meet your emotional needs. They avoid deep conversations, they dismiss your feelings, and they make everything about their struggles. Either way, your feelings are valid. If you grew up feeling unseen, unheard, or like you had to earn love, I want to validate for you right now that, baby, that was not normal. It was not and is not okay. So, I had a friend who told me that she didn't realize her mother was emotionally immature until she was in her 20s. Every time she expressed how she felt, her mom would either shut down or make it about herself. It took her years to realize she was not crazy. She was just raised by someone who never learned how to be emotionally present. And like I said, you guys have heard many of stories from myself about my own mother, who maybe we ain't supposed to diagnose people, but baby, I know baby is somewhere bipolar, narcissistic, something. There is very much something. So, anyway, does this sound familiar? And if it does, DM me or comment your experience. I would love to hear how you all are navigating this. Now let's talk about the thing that people don't like to hear. Going no contact. Because let's be real, society will make you feel like cutting off your family is a sin. But let me say this loud and clear. You do not have to keep toxic people in your life just because you share DNA. Going no contact means removing yourself from a relationship that harms you. And listen, it doesn't always have to be forever, but it does have to be until you feel emotionally safe. Signs it's time to go no contact. You feel drained, anxious, or guilty every time you talk to them. Have y'all noticed that sometimes your phone will ring and a certain person will call, and either your nervous system is on end or you just immediately feel all of the energy leave your body? That's the sign. They don't respect your boundaries. Ever. This recent disagreement that I had with my birth giver, I literally set a boundary and just said, hey, I don't like when you say this. Because when you say this, this is how it comes off to me. Full-blown verbal abuse attack. Anytime when I was younger that I would try to express how I felt, she would tell me that I was acting like a white girl. Or she would just negate my feelings all the way around. I would try to talk to her about the abuse I endured as a child from evil stepmom. She would tell me that was the past and to get over it. They manipulate you with guilt, money, or obligation. This one, y'all, I could write a book. You find yourself constantly walking on eggshells around them. That is where I had gotten until I finally just decided to let it be what it was going to be. Because even when I would try to avoid disagreements or arguments, they would come, and they would come with a vengeance. Every interaction leaves you feeling worse about yourself. If any of this sounds like your situation, it might be time to take a step back. I tried to go low contact with her first because every single conversation turned into a guilt trip. Like, no matter what I did, it was never enough. The day I decided to stop chasing her approval, y'all, that was the day I got my peace back. I literally felt a weight lift up off of me the other day. I haven't felt this free since, Lord forgive me, but I haven't felt this free since I called off my engagement. Have you ever had to distance yourself from family? Let's talk about it in the comments or DM me. I'd love to hear your story as well. Okay, so let's say you decide to go no contact. Now what? Because let's be real. Even when it's the right decision, it still hurts. Here are some actionable steps to help you heal and move forward. Number 1, release the guilt. Just because they're your parent does not mean that they were entitled to mistreat you. You are not bad, I'm using air quotes, you are not bad for choosing peace. Number 2, therapy or journaling. A lot of us grew up gaslit into thinking that our feelings did not matter. Write them down, process them, and if you can, talk to a professional who validates your experience. I still do this. And now I turn those things into affirmations. So if it's something that hurt me, it may be something just as simple as telling myself, I did not deserve that. Love does not have to hurt. Love is not painful. Things like that. I actually have another episode that talks about how to heal from your childhood trauma, and it gives you affirmations, and we do a small meditation that will help you heal your nervous system. Because when you're dealing with people like this, these people will knock your nervous system out of whack. Number 3, reparent yourself. Start giving yourself the love, patience, and validation you never got. That might look like affirmations, setting firm boundaries, or even just allowing yourself to rest without guilt. 4, this one was huge for me. Build a chosen family. Blood does not make family, love does. Surround yourself with people who pour into you, uplift you, and see you for who you really are. And lastly, give yourself some time. Healing is not instant. Some days you'll feel free. Other days you might grieve the relationship you wish you had. Both feelings are valid. I want to give you guys a little affirmation. I am allowed to protect my peace. I release guilt. I deserve healthy relationships. I am allowed to protect my peace. I release guilt. I deserve healthy relationships. Whew. Okay, homegirls. So that was a heavy one, but I hope it gave you clarity and strength. Remember this. You do not have to set yourself on fire to keep somebody else warm. If a relationship, even with family, is causing you harm, you are allowed. Give yourself the authority to walk away. As always, if this episode resonated with you, I would appreciate it so much if you would share it with someone who needs it. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you need to do. I always say that you can comment and tell me your story. If it's a little more private, you're always welcome to DM me. All my social medias are under the same name. There is a community here. You are not alone. You are not by yourself. And as always, let's keep the conversation going. Like I said, DM me, tag me. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And until next time, protect your peace. Choose yourself first. And remember, most importantly, you are not unlovable just because they could not love you the right way. I'm going to say that one more time before we head up out of here. You are not unlovable just because they couldn't love you the right way. I love you. I'll see you guys in the next episode.